for you at that time. Moving forward in the future, you're always free, of course, to reach out if there's any additional questions that you think of, not today, but at some point in the future. So the second slide sort of introduces the topic today, which is where food packaging and FDA enforcement collide, how to package our risk on the new food safety battleground. And our audience today consists of food processors who are interested in what steps they need to take to make sure that the food packaging that they're sourcing is as safe as it can be and that it doesn't create any issues with respect to the safety or quality of their food. And also food packagers who are in the business of producing food packaging that may be somewhat concerned or have some questions with respect to what are their obligations going to be, or what are the expectations of the agency in the food industry with respect to food packaging moving forward. I also want to touch on some topics today that will also perhaps give you, if you are in the packaging business, an edge up, so to speak, or maybe even a little bit of a marketing advantage with respect to some of the things that you can be doing internally to provide additional assurance to your customers that if they are sourcing their packaging materials from you, they will be better able to establish with FDA that they've done everything that's necessary to make sure that all of the regulations and laws, and again expectations, are being complied with, not only satisfied but exceeded. So if we go to the third slide, I oftentimes ask my audiences whether they've seen the episode "The Deadliest Catch" on the Discovery Channel. And I do this, and I offer this slide to introduce sort of an analogy. One of the issues that we as an industry have faced over the last 15 years is the realization, and it's come quite slow in some instances and has been a surprise to us and really coming out of nowhere in others, but it's progressed and taken some time, and it's the realization that the food that we process and we sell and consume and eat is really relatively dangerous. We are living now in a time where, and we'll get into a little bit more detail as the presentation progresses, but we're living in a time now where it's really, for the first time ever in our history, possible and now easy to detect foodborne illness outbreaks as they're occurring. And what we're finding is the more that we rely on surveillance, the more that we test for pathogens, the more that we begin testing the environment in which food products are produced, and this applies to food packaging as well, where food packaging is manufactured, we're finding that there's a lot of contaminants in those environments. They could be on the floors, they could be on the facility itself and the structures, it could be on the equipment, it could be aerosolized in the air, and it could be spread by employees. And as that happens, food products, and in many cases food packaging materials, can be contaminated and compromised. And food packaging, and that comes in contact with food, the food can become contaminated and lead to significant issues. And we also have come to the realization that we're dealing with microorganisms